Mhm.
Hello, friends. Good evening to everyone. Today, our program is totally different because before we always talk in Urdu, and our topic is also on Pakistani economics and other challenges. But today, we will talk also about Pakistan and also about Jamaica. There is also some problems similar like Pakistan and Jamaica. They face same problems like superpowers, how they use the small countries, all other powers they use. So we will talk about these economics, military challenges, and also the United Nations Security Council, who have veto powers, how they use these powers. So we will talk about this today. Also join our friend from Canada, Tinkara, and also always you know about Tariq Sadiki Bhai. He always join me. Thank you so much, Tariq Bhai and Tinkara. How are you?
Thank you, Saddam.
So we will.
You're on
My first.
mute. Sorry, you're on mute there, Tinkara.
Oh, I'm doing very well. How are you? Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
thank you so much to join us. So we will. My first question about same problems what we face in Pakistan. I think it's similar to also to Jamaica, like how they face economics, securities, and other challenges. So we will talk about the debt and dependency. How this thing. So you can explain on these things about Jamaica and Pakistan and how IMF use these small countries and these nations and how these things are working.
Yep.
Well, the thing is that both our countries, right, have
Yeah.
been uh, facing the same economic struggles, right? And I think to myself that it could be one of two things. We don't know how to use the system that has been given to us. Um, we don't know. It's like a baby given the keys to a Lamborghini or the
Yeah.
keys to a private jet,
Yep. That's right.
and we have the ability to soar as high as possible, but we have no clue on where the keys go, what buttons we need to push to make sure that the plane even starts. we we have no clue what is pitch. We'd have no clue what is yaw. We don't know. We can go like where to go. We like I said, we don't know how to even start it up in the first place.
Mm.
Hmm.
As an analogy, right? And when you look at both our history, you can see that it's been colonized by the same people,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
then we are told, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, work hard, and you'll get where you need to go.
Yeah. The
But the
famous
thing
lie that
is,
everybody tells.
if it's so foreign that we don't even know what a bootstrap is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Our people basically are not stupid people, right? The question I will ask is, how long has Pakistan been independent?
Yeah, 75 years.
75 years from like 1947, when also United Nations they also that.
Yeah, so United Nations started up in San Francisco
Like
by
many countries that time they have independence, like after Second World War.
right. So they probably were part of the League of Nations. Yes. Okay, so they started from the time of the League of Nations. League of Nations was like 1920 or something like that. Okay. And the thing is that your people aren't stupid people, right? they're highly educated. They obviously
Yeah.
have to be if they were part of the British Commonwealth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not the educational problem. It's the irritational problem, right? Where the scholarship and great knowledge, we have it, but it's not being utilized in the way where economics is, because everything changed in 1933.
Yep.
But we weren't told about that. Do you see what I mean?
For
We're not.
yeah, for the viewers, by the way, for reference, 1933 is the year when the Securities and Exchange Commission created a document that was an act, and they were working on it, and Federal Reserve also came into being with that knowledge. Only for
Right.
reference. Mhm.
So if they changed the whole system on how finances is supposed to go, and we're still on the system of trading gold and silver, right? And they're working on fractional reserve system and printing dollars from thin air and just pumping it out and pumping it out, and everybody else who knows how the fractional reserve system works, and we're still like, hey, we got gold. We got silver. We've got really wise people here that need something to do. What happens to a group of people who are highly educated but there's nothing to do? Where does the energy start going?
Hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So if
Yeah,
you're
but before they printing a currency, but now it's totally digitalized. So now they can more control on these things.
but even if there's more control, okay, now we know, okay, here's one. I'll print out a whole bunch of money, right? And now it's digitalized. You'll know exactly where the money is going, right? That's the thing they're saying. Oh, we'll know exactly, with blockchain technology, we'll know exactly where the money's going, right?
Hmm.
But hold on for a second. Now it's digital. We still don't know how to print the money.
That's right.
Yeah, like how they do these
How do you
things, like
convert it?
how they will
How
create.
how is it how is it possible? Right? 75 years old is an old man, basically retired, supposed to be playing golf. You have resources, yes?
Lots. We
Lots
just
of resources.
discovered the fourth largest oil reserve off of the beaches of Karachi recently.
Yeah. We just found out that we have 70, or is it 7 billion barrels of oil found off the coast of Jamaica.
Wow.
But the thing is, in Europe, they're saying these people are happy that we found all this oil, and then in our country, it's like, nope, there was no oil found. So to our leaders think that we're stupid. They don't think that we actually have an eye on a global reach. We know what's going on in Pakistan. We know what's going on in China. We know what's going on in any place of the world in a split second. It's like right now, we're talking to each other, but we all live in different sections, right?
Yep.
So it seems like our leaders have an outlook for us that's not matching our destiny. Am I wrong?
Well put. Well put there.
So it just seems to me that we just don't know how to start the plane so that our people can fly as high as everybody else is flying. Because if you have tons of every single person should be like Japan, like China. And China was poor 30 years ago.
Yeah, they don't have anything given, they don't have food or something like.
30, 40 years ago, China was poor. I'm sorry. What's in China that they found to basically, I don't know, put bullet trains from point A to point B all across China in 10 years, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They
So
prioritize the people's thinking and intellect.
right, okay. Every country only can boast their success on the happiness of their people.
Yep.
Period. And if their people is in like stricken poverty, like I'm talking in my country, you have people who are in zinc walls, huts, like houses. People can't even afford to eat. And there's food that's abundant. Do you see what I mean? People aren't
Yeah.
don't have the ability to act. They're still. Let's just say I did a calculation the other day, and in a 40-hour work week, Jamaican minimum wage is $15,000 a week, 40 hours. When you do the calculation, let's just say 40 hours, it's $2.44 a day
For
for
reference,
8 hours.
the $15,000 that he was talking about are Jamaican dollars.
Jamaican dollar, yeah.
When you convert it to Canadian or US dollars, it's $2 and
In Pakistan also same like here is for 8 hours if labor like I think $3 or $4 American dollar. Here is also,
Okay,
and
so
like
that's
per
three.
day. This is not per hour. This is per day in Pakistan.
yeah.
Yeah, and this is the same. Now, what can I'm going to ask you? What can $2 buy you?
Depends on who you're asking. If you're asking Canadian, you cannot buy.
I'm asking people in Pakistan. What can $2 buy you?
Just they face economic, they can suicide. Then just like when they are not survive on these money, then they start suicide. They kill to even for just for they don't have food, so they start killing families, own family. They cannot survive like this because we are also look like same Tarak Bhai, it's still we are colonized from the elite class.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yes.
control each and
So
everything.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Even
what
we were talking about that how we can fly, how we can make a plan. So when we will start these things, these powers who are the control everything, they will kill you or they will kidnap you. That why he start thinking like why the people start thinking about these things, like why they want to grow like these things. uh,
Yes.
Maybe you understand what I mean,
oh
Tarak
yeah,
Bhai.
Yes. Yeah.
oh yeah, I understand. I
Hmm.
listened I listen really good.
No, no,
So
because I cannot like my mother tongue is not English. That's why like
That's
no,
maybe
you're
okay.
you
You're
doing
can
doing
fine.
you're doing
understand
good.
well, but
No, you're doing
You're doing
good.
fine. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so they'll kidnap you or kill you, or they start going down a downward spiral of
yeah,
flight or what's that thing they call flight
Fight,
or flight
fight or
fight
flight.
fight
So
or
either
flight,
either you fight or you run away.
right? So we can't run away from the problem because there's a song that Bob Marley sung. He goes, run away, but you can't run away from yourself,
Hmm.
right?
I remember
It's
that
called
one.
but
it's called
see,
running away.
if I want to
Running
run
away.
for to safe place, but there is also then the superpowers create a border that you
Yeah,
cannot even go to the world that where you are safe because the
yeah,
superpowers have own interest. They make a border. they can control by borders, they can control by with weapons, they can control, like they have a lot of things.
Right. So now we've been taught
Like
that
if
there's
we talk about 100 year before, Tarak Bhai, if talking about 100 year, there was no passport. I think you can go anywhere where you are
Yeah,
safe.
yeah, because my dad, when he was born in Pakistan, he did not have a birth certificate. He was never assigned one.
Ah,
And also 100 years ago, we did not have passports. We had ID cards. Urdu में उसको कहते हैं शिनाख्ती card, ID card,
yeah,
and we had
identity.
those. We had those. My Dadi Jan, my paternal grandmother showed me one, and they had their ID cards, and it was pretty cool to see one. My grandfather had a Great Britain, uh, a British Raj Indian passport. He had one
Mhm,
before
mhm,
moving to Pakistan. So yeah,
mhm,
they did have some IDs, but you did not require a passport to travel anywhere. You could just get a stamp and get going.
mhm. So
Like now the
now,
immigrants send back, like Trump start these things, like why he doing these things, that when the world, like he is the not owner of this land.
nope.
That's
But the thing that makes me laugh is his grandfather was an immigrant, right?
yeah, from Germany.
He's from Germany, and he came to what do you call it? Came to America or USA. Okay, he came to the USA, and then he made some friends. He worked hard. He lived in Canada, okay, in BC, on a thing known as the Dead Horse Trail, where he would sell dead horse. Like the horse would be worked so hard that it would die. He would be there to collect that horse, chop it up, and sell it on in his restaurant, right? That he put on the side of the road, and he would feed the people going north to the gold rush. So he used to sell dead carcasses. His grandfather used to sell dead carcasses. After that, he made enough money to become a pimp.
Damn.
He owned a brothel and what do you call it? Gambling place where you could come and you know try your luck, and get a prostitute, and move on. Right? His father was a real estate agent. Okay, did really after his grandfather died. He had enough money to go back to New York to become a real estate agent. And his father, they actually made a song about his dad
Wow.
and how he was what do you call it? Not a very good guy when it came to management, a slumlord.
Mm.
Okay, and the real estate just kept going, and that's how they made their fortune. But the thing about it is I don't think he was even told he was an immigrant. He's an immigrant just like everybody else. And instead of in this land, let's just say, let's do a calculation. There's 7 billion people in the planet. There used to be tons, way more, hundreds. But since all the war and the killing and the disease and all this kind of stuff, it reduced to 7 billion people, right? Now let's
Yeah,
do a little calculation. Each person standing side by side, 7 billion people, that's 7 billion square feet, right? Because each one of us could take up a square foot, correct? So that's
yeah.
7 billion square feet. Well,
Yeah.
Tariq, can you do a calculation? What's 7 billion square feet in acres? You can work
Uh,
on that.
se- yeah, 7 billion square feet.
Okay. But if you have enough people, right?
It's
How
just
much,
around
how much
160,000 acres.
160,000 acres. Oh my. What is this depopulation that they're talking about? That's 160,000 acres. There's enough room for everybody, right?
Yeah,
But it
more
seems
than
that
enough.
it seems that only a certain group of people are allowed the opportunity to come to this great country and have the ability to learn about certain things that could change their economic destiny. Am I wrong or right?
No, you're right. The
Okay. So,
yeah,
Also through the IMF, also like this is also from
but hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. The IMF is where? Where's the IMF?
in Europe.
In Europe. Wow. So our colonizer, who basically kept us at a low economic ability to move forward, is the one that's basically telling us how much we're worth. Because it seems to me, what's the population of Pakistan?
250 million people
240.
right now. 40, 50, whatever
200,
million people. Yeah,
250.
it's just about a third of the two-thirds of the United States, you can say.
Two-thirds of the United States. Okay. Now, if it's two-thirds of the United States, how is it more? How many people in Pakistan compared to the people in UK?
Wow,
What's the
200
population?
million more, almost.
200 million more. Oh my goodness. That's 200 million more people than the UK. The same people that own the IMF, the same people telling you that your dollar is worth what? And you have more resources than the UK, correct?
Way more.
So it seems like it's an economic colonization, isn't it?
Hmm.
You're colonized economically because it's a small group of people known as bankers telling you how much you're worth. Because couldn't you stand on your resources and fund programs that can help your
Unlimited.
people move forward? That could have
Unlimited.
uh, unlimited. That's a word
like
that
in
a lot
Pakistan
of
just arrived IMF delegation in Pakistan, so they now want more taxes and they want more like on electricity bill or gas bills. So they control everything. Like just 5 to 10 people delegation came here, so they will instruction to the Pakistani government. You need to do this, this, this. Even they don't have a powers that government deny that no, sorry, we cannot do this. They can't do this, like deny the suggestion or the order, not suggestion. This is the order from IMF.
those what we were okay. If you have a slave master, right, and you are the slave, does the slave master tell you what you can and cannot do, correct?
Correct.
Then you're still colonized.
Of course, you are right. This is still colonized from the elite classes, from the superpowers. Not Pakistan. There
But
is
hold,
I
what
think,
makes
whole.
hold on, what makes a superpower? What makes an elite? What superpowers do they have? I'm sorry, but we've been watching too many films to be calling certain groups of people that basically cannot stand on their own 2 feet and need us a superpower. They need Pakistan. I'm sorry, they need him.
But the people
And
should be
when it,
superpower, not some people.
no, no. What I'm trying to say is UK is known as a superpower. USA is known as a superpower. Correct?
Yeah,
Germany is known as a super. Japan. What do you call it? Who else? China is known as a
Russia,
superpower.
China, Russia.
Okay, China, Russia is known as a superpower. Let's cut all that off and Russia stand on their own 2 feet. France stand on their own 2 feet. England stand on their own 2 feet. China stand on their own 2 feet. I'm talking about China before they went around the world doing all these great contracts in the correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar. Okay. And making those awesome contracts, but the people can't even read them. All they see is the money. How you can call yourself a superpower when you can't even fly? You can't even start your own plane.
That's right.
You can't fly. You don't have super strength. There's no superpower. Okay.
No.
So that we're using words that are giving people who cannot stand on their own feet the ability to be above us. There's only one race on the whole entire planet, and that's the human race, and we all stand on the same floor. Not one of us can fly. Okay. We don't have printing machines. We have fancy pieces of paper known as what do you call it? Fiat currency that we share, and we don't even know that it's an IOU. We have no clue. We just need it to get some food in our belly so that our brains don't think, you know what, I need to eat or I'm going to kill somebody. I need to feed my children or I'm going to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the IMF, can they stand on their own 2 feet?
No, they can't.
They can't. They need you. So if they need you and you don't need them, then that's a parasite. It's
Yep.
common sense. And there needs to be a detox. That's how you get rid of parasites. You have to detox. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes down to it, none of these people can stand on their own 2 feet. They need you. They need the IMF obviously needs Pakistan. They obviously need all these different countries, because how embarrassing is it when Pakistan starts having bullet trains all over the place?
Yeah.
And their people are creating what do you call it? Social programs to help each other.
Yeah.
Their children are actually taught financial literacy. Because I know for a fact, I went to go get some computers with Tariq. Okay. And what did the guy say? He looked at it and he goes, "Oh, hi, how are you? What's your name? Oh, Tariq. Oh, where are you from?" He goes, "Pakistan." Oh, he said, "Oh, watch this one. Watch this one. They know how to. They know money. They know money very well."
Yeah, I was an Indian Muslim guy.
Right? And I was like, I looked at him like, they know money. Right? Oh, they know how to hide money. They know how to use money. They know how to make money. They know money very well. I'm like, okay. So if you know money very well, and why is it our people are in the position that they're in? It's because the small group of people are being told what to do by their slave master, keeping us as slaves. Because whether anybody like it or not, I'm sorry, but if you're making $2 a day, you're a slave. You're an economic slave. How is it even possible that you get here to Canada, to the USA, to Europe? How? Did you walk? Did you swim? Did you fly? By yourself? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, most people either flew here or they used boats. People who use boats most likely sank already, but those people who flew, they landed here, but they became economic slave in bondage forever.
Right.
Uh,
So
so
they came here and realized that They're going to be working,
Okay.
working. And where does the money go? Bill. Then they get into another trap where it's mortgage. Oh, you get a mortgage. Oh, I got a house. I got a car.
Yeah.
I'm making it. And then you realize you don't own your house. You don't
Yeah.
own your car. You gifted it back to a foreign entity that doesn't live here. So now you're trying your hardest to save money to get back home just for a visit. I want to visit my papa and mama and uncles and aunts and my family and friends. I want to go visit. Guess what? Your ticket is $5,000. But you're working minimum wage, trying to pay for your house and your car, and then 10 years later, you're visiting because you saved up just enough money to get just you back, not much less your family. So when you look at the whole global structure, colonization did not go anywhere. They say that slavery was abolished. That is a big ass term and a big word that people like to use, but abolishment actually means regulated. So they regulated you slaves to do their bidding, right? But they didn't even regulate it into the point where they're building the country. I guarantee that some of your roads have potholes. Some of your roads are just dirt, right?
Yeah. A lot of them.
Okay. Well, we have the same thing in our country, right? But guess what? We now are asking China to build our roads. We're so dumb that we don't even know how to build our own roads. We have to have an external entity to come and build our roads for us, and then we pay to drive on those roads.
Yeah, in Pakistan also this is a CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. They like construct roads like in the whole Pakistan from Karachi to Gwadar and everywhere. Then we need to pay toll.
Yeah, you're paying. You're
Yeah,
paying to drive on your own road.
yeah,
Wouldn't that be in the taxes that you pay for now? Emission tax? Emission tax. But we're going to keep selling you cars that emit carbon, but you're going to pay that gas tax. You're going to pay to fill that car. Oh, you forgot about tire tax. You're going to pay to keep those wheels spinning. But you're making $2 a day. You're paying tax on $2 a day, bro. That doesn't make sense. After a while, you start thinking, what, am I in bizarro world? They talk about moving. You ever heard of a thing called the Kardashev scale?
I have. So, for reference, Kardashev scale is a measure of how advanced a civilization gets from point A to point B. So, for instance, if the United States, as it is right now, is a developed country, then then by comparison, Pakistan is underdeveloped. That's what it means.
oh,
It also tries to get a civilization from a type zero civilization, which we are at right now, where we rely on fossil fuels, we rely on solar, we rely on wind, but it's so small that it's not even doing anything for everybody on the planet.
Mhm.
It's only doing for the caste system that they brought us, which is only for a small few. Because I know for a fact in your country, the rich is rich and the poor is pretty poor, right?
Very
yeah,
poor.
yeah.
And
You are right.
There's no middle class at all,
right?
That's right.
Hold on for a sec. Sorry. Just trying to. So, can you hear me still?
You're dimmed. I think is your phone. Are you getting a call?
Is it very low?
Yeah.
One
Are you
sec.
getting a call?
उनका प्रॉब्लम बन गया.
कोई बात नहीं. नाज़रीन को बस थोड़ा सा बताता चलो कि जो ये बारे में बात कर रहे हैं.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now properly.
It still seems really low.
No, it's good now.
Okay.
Saddam, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So the thing is there's so many questions that it's mind-boggling that, like I said, it's a small group of people. Let's just say it's IMF, International Monetary Fund, right?
Yeah.
What does monetary mean?
Related to finances, related to money.
Monetary sounds like monitoring.
Yeah, like
right?
they are monitoring something like.
So it sounds like international. So we know that it's like international, it's
It's not
global
like
and stuff like that,
monitoring
right?
to people, but
Right? But it's a fund. Yeah, okay, that's funds, yeah. Monitoring. So you're monitoring what you give me. It's like if I go to a bank and I ask for a loan to get something to start a business or anything like that, they're going to ask me questions. What am I going to do with the money, or how am I going to pay back the money? Right? Now,
yeah.
if you give me funds, wouldn't it suggest that it would be a good idea for me to have a proposal to show how I'm going to use those funds? Right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't read the terms and conditions of any contract of when I get that money to do any project. I'm thinking I'm just getting a loan, but I didn't know that I had to be a slave, an economic slave. I didn't know that I had to keep my people having no social programs. Because the thing is let's just say, is there welfare in Pakistan?
There's Benazir income program, support program, but
There
that's
is
like,
many programs like this.
but they don't mean anything because all the money is laundered back.
All the money is laundered back. Right? I'm talking about, is there any social programs for like welfare that they have here? Hey, I lost my job. I can
No,
get,
no,
what
no,
do you call it, this amount.
no. Here is not like social benefits. Not in Pakistan. We don't have this. That if I don't have job, so I will get from social benefits from any organization or government from Pakistan. There is nothing.
Okay. So
We called like this is what about talking about Tariq, but like Benazir income support program. This is just for $10 every 3 months. मेरा ख्याल चले गए.
वो शायद उनका कनेक्शन टूट गया बीच में.
हाँ.
वापस आ जाएंगे. जी, तो नाजरीन को थोड़ा सा बताते चलें उर्दू में, अगर आप लोग अभी समझ नहीं सके कुछ उनकी बात. वो यही कहना चाह रहे हैं कि अगर आप ये नहीं समझ पाए कि आपको आपके जो मुआहदे हैं उनके तहत सब चीज़ों को ऐसे रखा जा रहा है कि भाई आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते, अपने लिए कोई सोशल प्रोग्राम नहीं डेवलप कर सकते, अपने मुल्क के लिए कुछ कर नहीं सकते, तो फिर आप किस खेत की मूली हो? आप तो बिल्कुल भी आज़ाद नहीं हो. और यही बात हमारा नुक्ता रहा है शुरू में भी और अभी भी, कि क्योंकि पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो इस वक्त के जो प्रोग्राम चल रहे हैं वो भले उनके आगे बड़े अच्छे नाम लगे हुए हैं, बेनज़ीर इनकम सपोर्ट प्रोग्राम वगैरह वगैरह, लेकिन ये प्रोग्राम कुछ हमारे लिए कर नहीं सकते.
बिल्कुल.
एंड इज बैक.
Sorry,
No worries.
it just went off there for a second.
That's okay.
But you understand, like I said, is there welfare programs in Pakistan? No, right?
Yeah.
No.
No, but there's welfare programs in Canada, there's welfare programs in the United States, and there's welfare programs in Europe. Guess
Yeah.
who they benefit mostly?
Themselves.
Yeah, I could be in Europe, right? I could look like a European. I could have education in Europe, and I can actually come to Canada and just get a job. I don't have to start all over again.
Yep.
Hmm, that's interesting because I come from a British Commonwealth place that basically has higher education than Canada, than the United States. If you ever look at the educational index of the globe, and I can come here and start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So they say it's like a race, right? So if it's a rat race, guess what? We're on the hamster wheel.
Mm-hmm.
There's no linear movement. We keep going around like in circles like a dog chasing its tail. And we still don't understand how these systems work. And it's about time that our people understand that, guess what? It's not like what we thought. Work hard. Save your money in the bank. Am I wrong?
Can you tell us a little bit about what a bank is and how to reclaim our securities?
Hmm. A bank. Well, a bank is the shoreline of a river, the shoreline of the coastline of a nation.
In
Do you
terms of
have
an insurance company.
in terms of literal? That's what a bank
Okay.
is.
Sure.
No,
Yes, that is a
it,
bank.
that is a bank, correct?
Yes.
And according to maritime law, what do you think they want to control?
The
The
banks.
shoreline of the river, the
Mhm.
shoreline of the ocean, the shoreline of any waterway. That's what a bank controls. Because when a ship leaves the water, it has to go to the bank.
That's right. It has to dock.
It has to dock. And you have to have your documents. Correct?
Hmm.
Once you have your documents, what's your documents should state?
It has to has a manifest.
Has to have a manifest. They have to know what's on board, where you're going, right? What's your cargo, and what service are you providing? Correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So just like when you go into a facility, you're going to the representation of the individual that wants to know what you want, where are you going, what service are you providing,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
What's your cargo? How much money do you have to put into this account that I can actually increase for every dollar you put in? I get 10. But do we know that when we go into these places? No.
No.
Do we know that the so-called interest rate is not even 1%?
What does that mean, though? What does that? What does that mean? The interest rate is not
Well,
1%.
well, the thing is if you put your money in my bank, right? And I get $10 off of every dollar that you put in there. So
Yeah.
say I put $1,000 in there, right? I get $10,000 automatically. So
Right.
I can take that $10,000 and go gamble with it on the international stage, which is known as the stock market, right?
Yeah.
Where I can buy shares of countries and provinces and states and whatever. I could buy people,
Hmm.
known as bonds, right?
Yes.
I could trade that on the international stage and try to double my money, right? It's like going to the casino
Yeah.
and rolling a dice, right?
Yeah.
We've seen it many times before. We have friends that just go into casinos and just throw their money away and let's go. It's a crapshoot.
Hmm.
So now the interest I just made $10,000. But the thing about it is, I have to kind of put a little rule on it, a little term and condition, so I don't get out of control, right? And give you, it's kind of like giving you back a little bit, saying, hey, you know what? You put some money here. I'm gonna give you here. Let me sprinkle a couple cents in your account. Because guess what? It looks ridiculous if I'm making all this coin off of you. I'm getting $10 for every dollar that you put in. And more people come into the bank and they're just gonna keep putting that money in, right?
Hmm.
I'm gonna make so much. How does it look to all the other countries when I'm filthy rich and my constituents are still just getting they still have their only $1,000 in their account. It looks pretty bad, right?
Hmm.
So I got to sprinkle a little bit in each account just to make it seem like I'm not such a bad guy. It's basically mafia. It's a mafia game.
Yeah.
But I reason why I do that analogy is so that the people would understand how interest rates work. Because I honestly, I really still don't even understand all this stuff.
Hmm.
But when you look at it in the big picture, all I know is that I'm getting I'm getting frustrated sitting knowing that we are highly educated people, man. Right? We're not stupid. But we're getting poorer and poorer and poorer and poverty is a demon. I'm sorry, but poverty is a demonic entity. It is an energy that feeds off of your negativity.
That's right. It does.
It does. So it has to be an entity. It has to be an energy. That's why if you read about ancient texts, if you read ancient texts, it says, beware of poverty. Poverty is a disease and it can spread.
Yeah.
So therefore, it has to be an entity. It has to be an energy that basically it's like it's a demon. It's a devaluing of man, right?
Hmm.
The one question you asked is about securities,
Hmm.
right? Now,
Yeah.
security. Um, when you are, what do you call it? When you are in a group of people and you don't know these people, do you feel secure?
No.
No.
No. Do you feel safe?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. If you have money in the bank, do you feel secure?
Not me personally.
No.
Right? Now the thing is, the reason why banks were actually there was to hold gold and silver.
Hmm.
Okay, and they were there because there was a lot of criminals in the U.S.
And basically, banks are by self criminal.
right? But they were there to hold your gold because you were getting robbed all the time,
Yeah,
right? So they
yeah.
were, but they didn't tell you that they were the ones funding the criminals.
Yikes.
You see? So
Mhm.
when it comes to security, I thought it was, oh, I feel secure, I feel safe. So far from the truth. When I thought about the Wild West, oh, we settled the West. Far from the truth. There's certain words in the English language that really don't mean what we think it means. Do you see what I mean?
Hmm.
I didn't know that all these countries around the world have the same capability as the USA, as Canada, as Europe. They all have the same capabilities. But if you sign a contract stating that your hands are tied, it's another story, right? So if my politicians' hands are tied when it comes to securities, right? And Tariq, can you tell what the definition of securities is?
Securities is anything that can be used to generate pecuniary or monetary rewards. And also, it can be a commodity such as oil, platinum, uranium. You can also have wood and other things such as a promissory note and banknotes. Those are not securities. I apologize. Bonds and bank accounts, ledgers. They're all securities.
Hmm. So can I create my own security?
We do all the time. We create our own securities all the time
And how do we create those securities?
by signing into existence an account or some form of exchange.
Okay, so you just basically told me that all you need is my signature to create a security.
Yeah, fundamentally.
That's pretty simple, isn't it?
Hmm.
And all I have to do is create a contract or a a piece of paper that looks all fancy that states that I'm going to uh, create a promise. A promise to what? To pay back that loan, correct? Or to pay back that creation.
Yeah.
So it's a give and take, right?
Yeah.
So since it's a give and take, and all you need is my signature. How many people in Pakistan again?
240
240
million. 240 million.
million. 240.
240 million. And it's just a small group of people that listen to the IMF, correct?
Yep.
Only 240 people, not even 240 people.
Not even a tenth.
It's
Hmm.
not 240, it's 24, you can say.
24 people.
Okay, so now we know that 240 million, that's 240 million signatures.
Yes.
Wow. You got 24 people holding back 240 million.
Yep.
Because they called this is democratic system, so people give them power, so they represent the people of Pakistan.
Okay, so that's fine. That's no problem. That's no problem. Let's put them on a corporate level like McDonald's. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Right.
McDonald's, the clown,
Mm-hmm.
okay, is basically feeding 240 million people.
Yeah.
They have to go to McDonald's to eat.
Yeah.
Correct?
Uh-huh.
Well, we know that McDonald's is not very nutritious. We know that it's what do you call it? Not it's giving us like, you know, ulcers and diabetes and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what if the 240 million people understand that their signature is powerful and it can create a promissory note? Promissory note, right? That can
Mm-hmm.
actually magically create funds out of thin air. And they understood that the fractional reserve system is a system that they need to understand. What if 240 million people understood that they could create their own securities to do things on an international scale? That would make a difference, wouldn't it?
There'll be mayhem in the halls of the Vatican City.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what would happen, you know, because they're still, those people are still like beyond filthy rich.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They
Mm-hmm.
walk around with gold crowns and robes. Who taught us that if you got it made, you can sit in a robe? Who?
Not, I don't know. I've never really heard
The,
that one, but
the owner of Playboy.
oh.
Then you become a Playboy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Uh-huh.
You could walk around in a robe, have a pipe, and just chill all day, couldn't you?
Sure, if I wanted to, yeah.
If you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
So 250 million signatures, right? Just figured out that they have the ability to create securities. And understanding securities and understanding trust and understanding what do you call it? How the system works gives you the ability to actually turn on that plane.
Yeah.
A group of people now, one or two or more people can figure out how the manual works to fly that plane. That means that your community can actually now get together to say, hey, listen, we have a little community center, right? And we're going to basically we're going to not rely on the 24 people that's not doing nothing, and we're going to fix our community. Okay? Hey, Tariq, how about we sign on this dotted line and build a road from here to there? Hey, how about we put a bullet train from here to here? How about we, get some clean water? How about we fix the sewage?
Yep.
How
Yep.
about how about we get what do you call it? This person wants a grocery store, or this person
Yep.
wants a farm. Oh my goodness. Sign on the dotted line.
This is the exact thing, Saddam, that we were talking about in our earlier programs,
Yeah.
where we were talking about creating a community center
It's
or
community center and
community,
how they, yeah,
creating
about
our own central
contributions
bank.
and yeah.
Same
Hmm.
thing that we were talking about earlier. Uh,
Creating our own central bank. Wouldn't it be central to Pakistan? And wouldn't the bank be responsible for the what do you call it? The economic prowess of Pakistan? But guess what? There's now rules and regulations on how to use that money.
mhm.
Did you know that you can actually create a government known as the Pakistani central bank fund?
Yes,
Wow.
I knew that. I knew that. You
It,
can
but,
you can
but
register it with the Edgar system in the United States called the
right.
SEC.
But did you hear what I said? You could create a government. Oh my goodness.
Code 8888.
So why is it that you can create a government and call it a bank?
Same way you can create a government and call it Israel.
Mm. So a government necessarily is not really a government now, is it?
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? Following the rules. Sometimes the rules need to be understood in order to follow the freaking rules,
Yeah.
That's right.
right? Both our
Saddam,
countries, both
yeah.
our countries are in the situation because the slave master did not want to lose such good slaves.
Hmm. Hardworking, very smart.
Hard, hardworking, very brilliant.
Saddam, do you
Have you
have
showed
questions?
have you showed him the list of Negro
The
inventors?
last, sorry, interrupt
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I have a last question that about United Nations Security Council. That what is your opinion on this topic? Like five country, how they can control before we talking about the people. Like some people control the 240 million. So now the five country control the 200 plus countries that whenever United States want, they can attack on Afghanistan, they can attack on Iraq, but the other countries they don't have a veto power. What is the veto power? What is the your opinion on veto power? How they control the veto?
Okay, so you who are the five countries? We got
The United States, United
United
Kingdom,
States, Russia,
France, and Russia, China.
Russia. Okay, you China,
China.
Russia. Okay,
Yeah, United
United
Kingdom,
States,
United States, yeah,
United Kingdom,
and France.
and France.
Yeah,
Okay, so we got Russia and China. Communist, right?
yeah,
We got France and UK, democratic,
yeah.
right?
And United States is capitalism.
And we have
More
United
realistic.
and we have United States is capitalism.
Hmm.
But how is it possible they have veto power? Veto power meaning that okay, we're going to build a bullet train in Pakistan, and we're going to what do you call it? Make sure that it is just like China. If the people need to get from point A to point B, they'll get there quickly, and the people can have jobs in different cities that they necessarily would not have jobs in, and it will actually create jobs and economics for the country.
Hmm.
You have five groups of people that say, "Mm, nah, I don't think so. I don't want them to even move forward. They're gonna stay right where they are. We don't like. They're not gonna do nothing. One person, just one person, can say, I don't think so. Just one
Yeah,
person. Remember, United States is France and UK. Nobody said nothing. They're not even thinking that they're also Germany or the Netherlands. But France, UK, and Germany and the Netherlands and all those group of people is still known, if you go back into history, the Prussian Empire. P Russian Empire. Still the same group of people.
Yeah.
China, okay, and Russia, they're still controlled by the same group of people. Nobody wants to say it. But when you look into history and you see that they have treaties known as like the Treaty of London, it's still the same group of people running all of those places. They might look like different faces, but they still have the control. Right?
Yeah.
And when the League of Nations was disbanded because they were a bunch of bigots, okay, they came up with a United Nation in San Francisco. Let me ask you a question. How is it possible that China and Russia have veto power, but you have the United States saying, we don't trust them communists. We don't trust the Chinese. We don't trust the Russians. But they can sit there and have veto power?
Yeah.
But we don't go back into history and look and see certain things that happened in history to give them the control of veto power. Because guess what? UK has veto power on you guys because you're still colonized.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you are right.
Xi Jinping is francophone,
He is.
so he's on the side of France. They've been controlled for the longest time. Like I said, how is it possible that China was poor 30 years ago? Like I'm talking famine, like nothing. Right? Where
Mhm.
did they get the money from? How do you go from poor to fabulous? What's that favorite word that we like, Tariq? Securities?
Securities.
Securities.
My favorite word in the whole universe is securities.
Right? Having
Yeah.
the ability to create your destiny. Understanding the system, right? Instead of complaining about the system,
Hmm.
so that therefore we can, okay, it says that atoms cannot be created nor destroyed, only add or manipulate, correct?
Hmm.
Mm.
For every action, there's an opposite equal reaction, correct?
Right. Yes.
So if you cannot create atoms, atoms have always been there. So guess what? Pakistan has always been there, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So if it's always been there, you can't be destroyed. You're how many times have people come to your land and you've basically fought them off, and still you're still Pakistanis? How many times has people like tried to put you into the ground and you're still Pakistani, right?
Yep. That's right. That's
Okay,
right.
so you can't be created, you can't be destroyed. All you can do is add
Or manipulate.
or manipulate. So keep it simple.
Yeah.
Add and manipulate your destiny. Securities.
Securities. Securities.
It's time that our people start understanding that they're not poor. They never were poor. They're rich. Filthy stinking rich. The amount of resources that you sit on, you feed the world. You are a big tit. And they're nothing but babies.
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense.
Start being the parent instead of the child. Stop asking for handouts and start learning how to hand out.
Mm.
Flip the script. And it's just our people need to understand that they are stinking filthy rich start using the same system that they used against us and never taught us how to freaking use the system. There's nothing wrong with the system. I'm sorry. I've tried to figure out, I've tried to find things wrong with the system. But every single thing that I just find is act, act, act. They keep acting. They keep putting out an act. They keep acting. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, please, sir. Please, sir. Can I have some more? Can I have some more money so that my people don't start eating each other? Please, IMF, please. Where's that movie from? What's that movie? Where they have all the little boys in the group, and Buddy comes up. He's like, "Please, sir, can I have some more?"
Oh,
and he's begging.
Yeah, that's
We're begging.
Kingdom of Flies or something like that, I think.
We keep begging. We keep begging. We have to stop begging.
Yeah.
Right? We're sick and we don't care if you have veto power. We don't. I don't need to ask the IMF. I don't need to ask the UN if I can build a bullet train from point A to B. Guess what? Hey, give me 100 guys. Okay, give me 100 guys, and we all understand how 100 signatures can actually create 100 securities. And each one of us create, I don't know, 10 million, $1 billion each. It's a promissory note. $1 billion can sit on one piece of paper. All I have to do is just sign for it. Put it in through the proper channels, and guess what? You got $100 billion to do a project.
That's right.
Now those 100 guys are out there with a freaking hammer, a shovel, right? And guess what? You got another 100 group saying, "Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? How is this possible?" Well, would you like to learn? Because guess what? Grab a shovel. We're gonna put a bullet train. Grab a shovel. We're gonna start building ships. Grab a shovel. We're gonna start what do you call it? Making record players or making computers chips. Oh, we just built a school. How the hell did you build a school? It's called security.
Security. That's the answer.
Yeah.
That is the answer.
I don't know any. I don't know any other answer it could be. Reason being,
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I thought money was the dead people that's looking back at me in my pocket. I thought that was money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taught in school. Save those dead people. Save them. Who's saving the living people? Who's saving our fellow men that are out there in groups, sick and tired of empty stomachs? What Tariq showed me was a map. He showed me a map of Pakistan. That place was luscious, man. What happened? There's a lot of land that a lot of people ain't on. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
And then we say overpopulation. Well, guess what? It's not overpopulated because it's only 107 acres? 107,000 acres?
Something like that.
Okay.
160,000 acres.
160,000. Can you do me the same calculation? Let's do Pakistan. Because I've done Jamaica. Jamaica it's we keep thinking that our prime minister is out for our best interest, but we don't read the constitution of Pakistan. We don't read the constitution of Jamaica. The people themselves. That is the law of the land, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so if the Constitution is the law of the land, how comes it's not taught in school? How comes every child doesn't know the law of the land? Well, wouldn't you want to have law-abiding citizens? Or is it a contract that basically states that you're still slaves? Right?
Yeah. Okay. Saddam, you have something to say?
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you so much, Tariq. Thank you so much, Tinkara, your time. Uh,
Yeah, the time for the show is, I think, is up. It was a very enlightening conversation. It helped
yeah,
a lot of people understand. I think Saddam is also on board with understanding, and he has also greater understanding about what we just talked about. So yeah, so Saddam, you want to wrap it up? Thank you for the audience for listening and watching us.
yeah,
We brought a different take today.
yeah.
It was a different conversation. It was in English, not in Urdu, but we
But
thought that this was
people can
important.
understand who use the social medias and about this, so they can understand what about we are talking.
Yeah,
I hope, I hope,
Thank.
I hope, I hope I could shed a light on the fact that you have 250, what is it, 250 million?
yeah,
Yeah,
something like that, yeah.
Okay, so you have 250 million people that have the ability to be great and not rely on external sources. Just understand how the system works and take advantage and manipulate the system to bend it to your destiny
yeah,
and be
Yeah.
great at it. That's the
There
only
you
thing to
go.
do is be great.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
Okay,
everybody.
thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you.
Thank